Hello, my name is Joshua Robinson, and I am the CEO here at RAP International, and I will let everyone else introduce themselves.
My name is MD Wahidul Zaman. I'm a senior financial accountant.
My name is Casey Patterson, and I'm with the Mobile Data Security Department.
And my name is Tracy Adams, and I represent the International Graphics Department.
Today we're interviewing for our Senior Security Officer position. The way this will work is the panel made up of executives from each department will take turns asking you a series of questions. Each of you will have a chance to respond. Be prepared for follow-up questions as well. Understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, can I have you introduce yourself to the panel?
All right, well, my name's AP. I go by AP because my last name's like this long compared to this, you know what I mean? So, last name's Lewandowski. It don't really matter that much. Yeah, that's how I got for you.
My name's Ryan Duncan, and it's nice to meet you all.
Okay, first question for both of you. What qualifies you for this position?
But listen, here's the deal. I've been a bouncer at a few different clubs. I've had to throw a few people out. Ain't no thing. I get my job done. I think the most important aspect of my career has been, I did security for Motley Crue back in '95, and pretty much, if you can survive doing security for Motley Crue, you can pretty much survive anything. You know what I mean?
I received my Master's of Science in Cybersecurity from MIT, and I'm also a certified information security manager.
Okay, so going back onto my position, I'm representing the International Design Department. For us, we kind of focus on the protection of our patents and our designs. In which way do you think would help us in terms of protection, and what could you provide on the table?
Well, lady, listen. When it comes to protection, it don't matter if it's for an international person or an American. I'm gonna get the job done. It's that simple. You give me a task and I'm gonna take care of it. You tell me, hey, get that person out of here. See you. That's what security is all about. It ain't about this fancy schmancy stuff. It's about getting your job done, doing it right.
Okay, Ryan, what would your response be?
Well, kind of the unique challenge with the international security is that each country would need their own individual plan, because there's so many different laws, different cultures, different customs, that kind of stuff that kind of gets in the way. So one umbrella plan really doesn't work. We'd have to come up with individual plans for each country, and that's fine. I'm pretty good at that. And I guess another thing you'd have to worry about is just like natural disasters and maybe some political risk. If you had unstable countries or ones that are more prone to maybe natural disasters, we'd have to worry about the physical backup of data.
Okay, my next question is going to be in terms of our international webcam conversations. For us, when we have multiple conversations, it's important for us to get opinions across for every end. And which way do you think you could supply in terms of response and making sure we have proper reaction time in the calls so that no one gets interrupted and we don't have any buffering situations?
You say something about speed? No, I don't touch that stuff. My cousin got all messed up on that speed one time, and it wasn't a pretty sight, I'll tell you that.
Okay, I don't think that's really relevant, but thank you for your response. Ryan, what is your input?
Oh, sure. With stuff like internet speeds, data breaches, and things like viruses, that can really affect those. So just your regular encryptions and firewalls are going to kind of protect you from experiencing those slowdowns in your network speeds.
My name is MD. I'm a senior financial accountant. So as a senior financial accountant, my job is to report on cost expenditure for the company. One cost I like to avoid as much as possible is the damages due to breaches in our cyber security. Let's say, for example, I was reading about one such case that happened not too long ago. A man pleaded guilty in Manhattan Federal Court for attempting to access without authorization the computer network of a global company based in New York. While unsuccessful, he attempted to access email accounts tied to the organization nearly 400,000 times and impaired to employees' ability to work. This man's attempt to gain access to the network at the organization caused the email accounts and web-based application of more than 10 employees to be shut down at a time. What would you do to prevent something like this from happening to us?
Do what now? Nah, I don't want this one. Pass that on.
Well, I think you didn't get it though, but thanks for the attempting.
Oh, that's definitely a firewall issue. That many attempts to access employee accounts, that should have set off red flags right away. Really, the firewall is the issue there. It just wasn't being monitored correctly. That's kind of on the staff as well. They need to monitor the firewall better and make sure any kind of red flags like that, just take care of that immediately. That whole situation could have been remedied.
Alright, I'm also concerned about identity theft, and big corporations can be a prime target for thieves. Just this year, a pair of identity thieves were able to steal our $35,000. Some of the information they used came from friends and family, but they also stole information from defunct business and some credit union employees. Granted, we aren't going out of business anytime soon, but how can you protect our current and even former employees from having their identity theft?
I sure hope you guys don't go out of business anytime soon. But in those situations, when you have employees that leave, or if you do go out of business, then those kind of records just really need to be deleted, or in other cases, just kept permanently backed up, in a secure location with the proper protections.
Well, very good answer, Ryan. You did a very good job.
In terms of the mobile data security department, we handle responsible data protection on the go. So the average value of the data on a mobile device is considered to be $14,000 according to participants in a study at Ponemon Institute. Over half of the respondents use their device for work purposes. What safeguards do you personally use to avoid vulnerability?
See, now that right there, that's a good question. What?
I have an intrusion detection system in my phone that lets me know when it's being scanned or accessed. That's a little extreme. So for most people, really just having adequate passwords and then using your backup systems is plenty of security to keep your information safe.
Manager, one of my responsibilities is to make sure my team and the company are protected. Social media is an ideal open door for digital assaults. What do you think about the potential dangers involved with having an online presence?
Well, see, for me, I like Danger. Danger's my middle name, okay? I used to be a stunt driver. I wrestled a bear once. I don't know if y'all know that. That's something to note. I think I put that on my resume. You might check that out. But I like Danger, so I ain't worried about none of that. You know what I mean? Bring it on.
I think social media is a really great way to grow your platform, especially as a business. But the main things you have to worry about is a lot of phishing and spam attempts. So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to try to, get your accounts, get your password information, and then obviously once they get that, that's trouble for your whole business. So just really kind of keep on top of that. Don't fall for any of those real obvious traps.
Okay, great. Next we have our CEO to ask you a couple questions.
Thank you, Casey, for introducing me. And as I said before, I'm the CEO, and since I'm over the entire company, I worry a lot about the threats and certain things that can happen because of different types of computer crime, hacking and phishing, and what can cause those, and then also the safeguards that can help prevent those or be able to fix them if a problem does happen. Okay, and then what are sources of threats that are possible to affect our organization?
You say something about fishing? Boy, I tell you what, I love me some fishing. Now, there's a motto that I have when it comes to fishing, okay? And that's cast it, reel it, grill it. But I'll tell you what, that's a meal. I tell you what.
Okay, AP, that is a little interesting, but that's not what we're looking for right now.
Well, there is like the human element of things. You could have, accidents with computers or employees just not properly trained, going through procedures wrong. And plus, computer crimes also, such as we mentioned before, hacking and phishing, just trying to get passwords and then using those to get into, unauthorized access to accounts, that kind of stuff. And then also third, there's natural disasters. So if, the physical location is destroyed along with the computers, then that can also be a pretty big threat security-wise.
Okay, you said one of the one of the threats to our company is computer crimes. And for example, what computer crimes have you guys had to deal with during your career, and how did you deal with them and fix the problem?
Well, I've only really had 2 instances for that. First one was, I got scammed on eBay. I was buying some rims for my truck. They didn't send me no rims, I'll tell you that. Second thing was, I had a girlfriend that got on my Facebook, and how I fixed that was I just got a new girlfriend.
I've had to deal with a lot of denial of service attacks, and that's a pretty common phenomenon across just like the security industry. And really the main defense against that is just knowing how to block, IP addresses that are sending just too much information to your servers.
Okay, we talked about the safeguards to computer crime, but what are some other safeguards that can deal with other threats to the organization that can cause us harm?
And is this the last question though? Because I got a crawfish bowl to go to. But I guess as far as safeguards go, you talk about natural disasters. You got a flood or something, you put a bunch of sandbags up, takes care of it. That's day one. You learn that in Boy Scouts.
Software-wise, the best tools for safeguards are going to be your encryptions and your firewalls, just to keep your data safe as a whole. And then in terms of your actual data safeguards, just like I've talked about before, passwords and backup systems, and also making sure that you're regularly changing your passwords, especially for the more sensitive accounts. And then back to more like the employee kind of human side, just making sure your employees are properly trained, and then also holding them accountable when they do make mistakes.
Okay, I'd like to thank both of you for your time, and we will contact whoever gets the position in the near future. And also, do you guys have any questions for us?
I did actually have a couple questions.
You know what, boss? Let me cut you off there. I gotta get going. I got this crawfish bowl to go to. So hey, have a good one. Not. We'll see you.